y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome to Fun Food and Freebies. This is gonna be a veterans edition, okay? So don't click though. Don't click. I want to tell you something about if you're not a veteran. I want to tell you some things about the fact that you're not a veteran. Doesn't matter, because I'm gonna tell you something that may apply to you. So ignore my dog. She's 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 very stubborn. she's she's a puppy. So she's acting very stubborn. Okay, if you haven't watched my previous video, yes, I got a dog. And I'm like, why did I get a dog? Why did I get a dog? I think even my daughter asked me, you really got a dog? I'm like, dang, you sure right, because I love going places. And she's not ready for me to leave all the time. So I'm like, dang. So a couple of places I had to renege and not go because the dog, I got a puppy. Yeah, I was like, dang. This is like a responsibility, okay? So anyway, see how I come off real tangent on a tangent. I used to hear someone used to tell me that all the time. You go off on a tangent all the time. And this is when I didn't know what tangent mean. I had to look it up. What she meant by that? I was young. So anyway, I wanted to tell y'all, I hope and pray that a lot of you who have relatives in the military, there's a big situation going on overseas. And it would not be very, I'm a veteran, so it would not be good for me not to even say anything about the situation that's happening overseas. The situation is happening overseas. I recently saw a video of Navy soldiers having little to no food. And unbeknownst to a lot of people, even though you're in the military, I was in the Army. So even though you're in the Army, you don't necessarily know the things that other branches are doing. They are so different. You will be so surprised. So I said all that to say, I went to a free event with one of my friends whose son was a he was a he was in the Navy, a sailor. They call them sailors. They don't call them soldiers really. He was on a ship, and they had a family and friends day, and she invited me, and it was in LA. I think San Diego, I want to say. And it was so nice because she was in the Marines, I was in the Army, and her son was in the Navy. So we got to experience it all, right? And this ship, I mean, they had all types of things available to us. Like, it was so nice. I hope I can find the picture. I think I was on the USS Bush or Reagan. I always get it confused, but I have one picture, and I don't know what I did with the rest of my pictures. But anyway, she invited me, and we went, and it was so nice. So being on the ship, I learned something new about being on a ship. Everything is on the ship. So I kept asking her son, because we have barracks. We have barracks. We have, barracks. It's what they call it, like dorms, okay? So think of dorms. When you think of the military, kind of think of college. If you went to college, if you lived on campus, you would know, because I also went to college. So, but I never lived on campus. But anyway, so I experienced what it was like being a sailor. And I was like, wow. So I was asking her son, like, okay, when y'all get off the ship, do you go to the barracks? And he was like, he kept looking at me like I had three freaking eyes. And he was like, no, we don't, we live on the ship. And I'm like, no, but when you have downtime, don't you go to the barracks? I could not fathom that these sailors actually lived, breathed, eat, SHIT on this ship. They do not. They do everything on the ship. And the ship was amazing. They had a library. They had a gym, of course. They had every aspect. It was an amazing thing to see. Okay. So they're doing Fleet Week here in Houston. I tried to sign up for a ship tour, but I was like, the website is not user friendly. It's like, what day do I go? It said 3 p.m. And I'm like, okay, what day? What day? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Navy Fleet Week. Your website is horrible. Your website is horrible. But anyway, went on this nice ship. And this is when I learned that each branch is so different. Each branch of the military is so different. It is not the same. It is not the same. How many times I'm going to tell you? It is not the same. So, yeah, they live and do everything on the ship. So I saw a video about, I think a lot of sailors are sending pictures. It was a video, but they were pictures and not video on the ship. Because I think that they now have something where a lot of soldiers and military personnel cannot be online a lot. So I heard that, and actually I haven't had anyone come across my feed talking about things going on. No military personnel are talking about what's going on over there. Well, the pictures that it looks like maybe a couple sailors sent it to their parents, maybe, or sent it to someone. They showed how they have hardly no food. No food. And I don't think you guys realize they have no food. And when I've said this on a video before, the airspace is closed. So, how are they going to give food to them? They're not allowing planes to come in and give them food. I wasn't even born, wasn't even thought of during Vietnam. And I know that they dropped food and MREs down to the soldiers who were fighting the war. And that's one thing that you don't do is you don't shoot medics. You don't pow pow medics. Sorry if I said that. I'm trying to cover that up. But you don't pow pow medics. You don't pow pow children. And you don't pow pow planes helping the soldiers. No matter who you with, you don't do that. You don't do that. You don't pow pow the Red Cross. You don't do that. So that's what's going to be very, very difficult. And then it takes months for another boat to go there and give them the needed I, the needed food. So I don't know. I hope and pray that this administration knows what they're doing, because I think it's like 1,000 and something, maybe more soldiers on each ship. And I think it's like 6 ships out there. Don't quote me, but it's a lot of ships over there. And a lot of times, your sons and daughters that are sailors, they're not they're not allowed to tell their relatives where they've shipped to. You're not supposed to say that you're going to, say, Middle East. You, unless the situation has died down a little. But you're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to tell people. But this is looking dire. And it just did something to me. Yeah, so I'm really gonna pray for them. I'm hoping that this thing subsides. I already feel like in my heart, in my spirit, that they're lying about a lot of things going on. A lot of soldiers possibly have been lost. They did that during World War II, and we read about that, like Anne Frank stuff. They were like, no one was talking about who was winning. They were like, yeah, we winning, and they were losing because of the propaganda. Yeah, pretty disheartening. I recently went to Lake Houston, and Lake Houston is like, they don't have a long seawall ish. I don't even know if you call it a seawall. I don't know what you call it, but you can like walk along the Lake Houston. Just a short little spot too. It's not much, but they had depictions of World War II, and they were talking about propaganda. I'm gonna have to show y'all. So when I come on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, yay! I'm doing this on Friday, April 17th. Uh-huh. How did I transition from that? Yeah, you have to get out of your headspace of all the negativity that's going on. I know I do. And that's why I come on. I want to tell you about some freebies and some things that I went to. This was a military event. It looks like I had 2 bags full of stuff. So they were talking about Women's Veterans Day. So Women's Veterans Day is June 12th. And they have a big party and everything. It's like the 4th of July. They give out all kinds of stuff. And they just have all types of stuff. So I got this bag and I got this bag. So, yeah, it was really nice. Then they feed us and they talk about how Houston is the number 1 largest women veterans in Houston, Texas. Isn't that amazing? So yeah, I have a lot of military friends. I forget them and everything. I always forget their names and stuff, but they really, yeah, we're gonna talk about that later. Okay, so you say veterans are see, they gave me all kinds of stuff. And this was 2024 when I went to this event. Veterans are the heart of America. So yeah, this is a big glass. Like hit somebody with. Okay. Anyway, we're not gonna hit nobody. But then they gave us all types of papers and information of all types of benefits, self-care. A lot of things were not when I first got out of the military, they didn't have places for women to go for OB-GYN, nothing like that. Especially in Houston, they didn't. And then they start building it up. And then they gave me a Texas Veterans Commission Certificate of Appreciation. Oh, that's cute. I didn't even know I had that, right? So somebody was giving out bags. Remember I told you? I'm like, I don't need another bag. See how many bags are here? Another bag. Texas Veterans Commission. They're actually, it's just a lot of organizations that are available to us, and people were just handing out all kinds of goodies. So see, a goodie bag within a goodie bag. This is another one. This was DAV, Fort Bend County. So I think that's where if I can remember, that's where the veterans event was. So they have some little candy. This is always remember that you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think, and love more than you know. That's cute. Probably didn't need that candy anyway. And then they had the Women's Veterans Day. Then they play a lot of games for you to win stuff. So they had a little game. And then people talking about get in the house through the Veterans Administration. They gave this away. I guess this is a flashlight. I have so many of these. Okay, have y'all entered for my giveaway? You have to like video. I'm gonna have to post it. I'm gonna post it in the I keep forgetting to post it. But here's a little notebook. I love these. Because I want to give y'all some of this stuff. Do you want it? So I'm having a giveaway for single mothers. Look at that. That's cute. A can opener. Yeah, it's a veterans one. Yeah, I'm giving away a lot of stuff. I'm having a goodie bag giveaway. A self-care giveaway. Here's some pens. All types of things in there. And what else they have? Just a couple little trinkets and all kinds of keychains and all these things. So yeah, okay. So that was enough of that. But I'm doing a giveaway with all the self-care items that I have for women, single women who have kids. Yeah, for Mother's Day, I want to ship out some stuff to you. So you know what? I'm gonna say, watch this video all the way through and like. Hopefully you do the right thing. But yeah, if you would like this self-care box, I'm going to show it again probably Monday. When I do another live on Monday. Not live. When I do another video on Monday. But I'm so close. So I can go live real soon, y'all. I only need 6 people to subscribe. And then I can go live on my phone. Because I don't know how to do it on the computer. And it just seems so tedious. I think I'm so intimidated by it. That's why I haven't really taken the time. Like, I'm so intimidated by this. But yeah, anyway, here's some more items they were talking about. Look at this. Somebody gave me this. Is this logic puzzles? Oh, I love these. Oh, I love, y'all ever tried logic puzzles? I love these, especially these. The ones where it says like John did art and then he did choir, but also Marsh did something else and then something else and then you scratch it off. I love them those. They call them logic puzzles. I love those. I didn't even know I had that book. Wow. Okay, and these are just some Easter seals. They have free counseling. I went to them before. And they're just giving you some information. Easter seals, that's another one. That's the same. So they have children counseling as well, or therapists. So, and then they gave us Women Veterans Expo. So they also have that. Is that the same day? Yeah, that's the same day because it's Women's Veterans Day. So they had an expo and they feed us and do all kinds of stuff. It's just amazing that what veterans can really receive. So stay till the end and I'll tell you something. If you're not a veteran, you can also be involved in all types of events that are absolutely free, even though you're not a veteran. See, they have a shirt. See, I need to wash this. This last year's shirt, celebrating women in the armed forces, big brothers and big sisters. Women's Veterans Expo. They give us a shirt. They give us a bag. So here's a couple of pins. But yes, I'm just trying to see what else is in here. Just some information. And this is cute, like a little calendar book with all the women on there. That is pretty. And this is Black Women's Month, Black Women's History Month or something today, right? There's just some more pamphlets in here and another bag. This is another agency that really help people in need. They have all types of things available to non-veterans as well as veterans. But the Catholic Charities, I think I put on my community tab of a free website and everything. I was passing by and saw that. And they were like, free food. But they always help people. So Catholic Charities, they help you financially. They help you with food and everything. So I don't care where you are. Check with the Catholic Charities. Catholic Charities. Oh, they are amazing when it comes to helping people in need. They are amazing. Kid you not. No matter where you are. But if you're in Houston or Galveston, this is catholiccharities.org, right? Yep. And check my community tab. I'm going to try to put it on there again if it's not up there. I got to remember this. That's what I need to write down, is what I tell y'all in my videos, and then I don't do it on the community tab. Okay, so 2 things. The giveaway, post about that, and then the Catholic Charities. I'm gonna highlight that in my community tab. So go to my community tab and you'll see. Community tab is just a post. That's all it is, right? Okay, so that's what I want y'all to do. So if you want some of these goodies in a gift box, it's a gift box, but I'm gonna give you a bag. I might give you a flashlight since I have some extras and some different ones. Whatever I have two or three of, I'm gonna give it to you. Okay. Okay. So any freebies that I can find around the house, then I'm just like, I need to get rid of this stuff. Why do I have so much stuff? Because I just want to showcase it and show it to you. Show you what is possible. So yeah. Okay, so if you reach the end of this video, I want to tell you, even though you may not be a veteran, you can still get free, you can still be invited to free events. How is that possible? Okay, so do you own a business? Do you have diabetes? Do you have sickle cell? Do you have cancer? Let's see, what else? Are you in college? Do you have a special degree that you're going for, nursing or whatever? Okay, all of these things. Have you been to college? If you've been to college, amazing. Get with those groups, especially Facebook groups. They are amazing. Are you a single parent? They got scholarships for single parents. They have groups for single parents. They have walking groups for single parents. They got groups in different areas of Houston. So I know they got a group close to you or suburban area. It is so vast as to all the things that are available to you. So don't think that just because I'm a veteran, I'm not a veteran, this don't apply to me. No. Other things may apply to you though. Did you go to college? If you went to high school, your high school might have, my high school has a bad alumni association. Now some of their stuff not always free. But I think if they get sponsors, they can do a lot of stuff for free. But they do picnics, they do all kinds of stuff. My high school, they be on point, okay? They for real. They real alumni. And then I went to community college. Community colleges have an alumni association. Did y'all know that? Yes. Community colleges have an alumni association. They do different things. Even if you just an alumni and they don't have an association, just look to see what things they do have for prior students or students currently. I go to stuff all the time. I went to a PWU and I went to a HBCU. So, and I went to a community college. So don't think that nothing is available to you because you were not in the military. There's so much other stuff available to you. If you are a social worker, I got a friend who's a social worker. She go out to eat with her company all the time. So find things associated with social working. They have organizations for social workers. They got organizations for nurses. They got organizations for doctors, for lawyers, for students of lawyers. I recently saw the pilots, black pilots, airplane pilots. They had all females. So just imagine all of the things available to you. I know DEI may not exist, but there is so many things still available can't get rid of everything. Like, what's her name? What's his name that owns Google, that owns YouTube? His wife just gave to a HBCU like $1 billion and something dollars. A couple of HBCUs, I want to say. Amazing. His ex-wife gave money to and that's not the first time. It was like 500 and some billion or something like that. I was like, get out. I need to remember her name, but that's amazing. So scholarships. There are scholarships by your last name. Johnson Scholarship. There's a scholarship for people who are short. There's a scholarship for people who are tall. I even saw a group who had an outing for all the talls. Like, it is so much available to you. You would be so amazed. Like, all the talls. And they had like a corporation. And I was like, whoa. It was like, I'm 6 feet. And then they were like, I'm 7 feet. It was women and men. And they like came together and just had a little outing together. I was like, whoa, that's amazing. I just thought that was so awesome. You just never know what group is out there for you. So I say that to say, hey, don't think that just because you're not a veteran, you don't have anything or any groups or organizations that offer free events and free things. So thank y'all for joining me. Okay, see y'all Monday. Fun, food, and freebies. Hey, fun, food, and freebies. Okay, bye.